Lover, 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 I'm in paradise whenever I'm with you. Mama, 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 well, it's in paradise whenever I'm with you. Right on. I will ride on down the road, I will find you, I will hold you, I'll be there. It's long. It's a mighty long road, but I'll find you, I'll hold you, and I'll be there. I know you want those other boys, but it's time, it's real, it's something that I feel. I know you want from those other boys, but it's time, it's real, it's something that I feel. Running to your body, face, you know it's love heading your way. My time will never ending. How the sky will be or whatever the weather.
Will you all please rise for the entrance of the bridal party?
Coming and I'm alive. Those are the boys, but it's time. It's something that I feel. I know you feel from those other boys, but it's time, it's real, it's something that I feel. If it feels like paradise running through your body, face, you know it's heading your way. If it feels like paradise running through your body, face, you know it's heading your way. Meet me there. Paradise. Meet me there. Paradise. Meet me there. Paradise. Meet me there. If it feels like paradise running through your body, friends, you know it's love heading your way. If it feels like paradise running through your body, friends, you know it's love heading your way. I know you want it from those other boys, but it's time, it's real, it's something that I feel. I know you want it from those other boys, but it's time, it's real, it's something that I feel. If it feels like paradise running through your body, friends, you know it's love heading your way. If it feels like paradise running through your body, friends, you know it's love heading your way. If it feels like paradise running through your body, friends, you know it's love heading your way.
Yeah! Give it up for Jenna, everybody. Fantastic, thank you very much. Please be seated. Everyone has got a seat, and if you've not, well, just carry on standing. Good evening, everybody. I'm delighted to be here in the garden of 48. 48, the wedding of Zoe and Michael, and I know that they're both absolutely delighted to be sharing their wedding day with all of you, their family and close friends. Now, for those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Tim Maguire. I'm a humanist celebrant, and for those of you who haven't come across the H word before, I should explain that humanism is not just a very old philosophy you haven't heard of, it's also a very simple one, and it can be explained quite simply. Humanists believe that we should behave towards other people as we would like them to behave towards us. We believe we can lead good and worthwhile lives, guided by compassion and reason, and we believe there are more things that unite humanity than divide it. Or as we say here in Scotland, we're all Jock Tamson's bones. We're all the same under the skin. And there is nothing that unites us, particularly at a moment like this, more than love. And that's why I'm so pleased that Zoe and Michael have asked me to conduct this ceremony for them today. Now, what makes today different is that Michael and Zoe have written this ceremony themselves, so it's with their words and thoughts that I'm speaking. And all of you, to listen to them speaking to you through me, We will have time later for quiet contemplation, during which we can think about marriage and what it means in our own way, and we can remember the people we love who can't be with us. But before we go any further, let's introduce the fine people who stand behind me here on the stage. On my right, we've got the bridal party. It's the KKK, not the Ku Klux Klan. Kaylee. Is she not? Oh no. No, all right. They wrote this. Never mind. Well, that's a good excuse. Anyway, right, so Zoe knows Carr since high school. She met Kim while studying in Dundee. Who are you?
I'm a G.
Oh, no. Joanne. Joanne. What did you meet? I think we might join you later on. Now, on my left, we've got the guy I thought was called Jamie when I married him to Ashley last year. He's called Jim today. Is that all right? Peter and Toff, because Michael couldn't decide just having one. Met Jim when they were both very young. Peter, well, that's a very awkward one. And Toff used to be his barber before Zoe made him shave his head. Trying to stifle look. Now, Zoe's parents are Davy and Mary, and Michael's mum is also called Mary. So, why are we here? Now, the whole point of a humanist wedding is it gives a couple the freedom to say in their own words, why are we doing this? And when I met Michael and Zoe the very first time, I gave them some homework. And the idea was they had to write their own version of their story under exam conditions, no conferring, and then the reward they got was sharing it later. Now, they did this, and the original idea was they're going to get all of you to read bits of it, but they told me this evening that actually I'm going to do it instead, so never mind. Let me tell you the story of Zoe and Michael. They first met at a friend's birthday party quite a long time ago, 2009, when Michael was doing photography, taking a photograph of Zoe and her family together. The next encounter was 2 years later, when they both attended Joanne's housewarming party in Salem.
Yes, that's right.
Good.
Salem.
Fine. They were all a big group of close friends. Drinks were involved, and Michael's his very first memory of Zoe was being very drunk. After the night of consuming alcohol. Zoe was not feeling too good the next morning, so he bought her some water to dehydrate. I noticed that the hydration kits are there ready in the living room already. So no, that was Michael's first memory of Zoe. Now Zoe had kind of known Michael for a while because she used to go camping with her dad and the rest of the lads, but she never properly met him. And then she remembers meeting Michael about 6 or 7 years ago at her sister Joanne's housewarming party. This will be you again.
Yes.
So you are in this, it's fine. So she stayed over on the couch after drinking too much wine and was really quite hungover. Michael came in, offered her a glass of water, and she thought, what a lovely guy. And he was her hero that day. But it was a further 2.5 years before their paths crossed again. They met on the weekend of the 19th of July 2014 at an overnight festival wedding down in the Borders. Now Michael was there as a guest, but he also had his camera with him, and he was taking photographs of the wedding, but later on he was told, put your camera away, just enjoy yourself. And as far as weddings go, they celebrated in style, and Michael thought they got on great. They became friends on Facebook, both single, didn't think they were looking for a relationship at the time, just enjoying life to the full. But his memory of meeting Zoe that time was her particular laugh. It's the one she still got, and it makes him smile, and it still does. And even though they were just friends at the time, he thought they had great banter together. He had a great weekend, and it was just perfect. And from then, they chatted online. Zoe was still living in Newcastle. Michael was across the water in Edinburgh. And one day, Michael was coming back to Newcastle to play golf with the old guys from the Gunner. So Zoe invited him down a day early, so they have a wee night out in the Toon, and ended up going for a pub quiz with Zoe's great friend Chris. And although they didn't win, they had a really good time and lots of banter. Zoe and Chris said, Michael, you can come back because you're so good at answering all the older era questions. Anyway, that night Zoe realised that Michael was more than just a friend, and they started seeing each other more often. And Michael, luckily, thought they'd hit it off too. So 2 weeks later, Zoe travelled up to Edinburgh to meet him. She arrived late on the Friday after work. She met him in Edinburgh town. They met with friends in a rock bar, and as usual, Michael had his camera and he took some crazy photographs of them making moustaches with false dreadlocks. Some change there. The following day, Michael agreed to give Zoe a lift over to her parents' home in Fife on condition that she phoned her mum to say he was dropping her off. He thought it would be awkward just turning up with Zoe. Of course, he knew Zoe's dad Davy really quite well, camped annually with him and a large group of friends. So Zoe sent the text informing her mum, and off they went to Dunfermline. So they arrived at the Stewart's house 30 minutes later, and Michael saw a full house full of people, all Zoe's family and friends, faces at the windy or Peter Newt. Now he didn't know at this point that Zoe's mum Mary, Mary Two Phones as she's known, never checks her messages, and she had not therefore seen the message that Zoe had sent. So Michael waves at everybody peering out the window, strolls into the Stewart's house, walks straight into the living room and starts battering away to Zoe's dad, not wondering at all why, or not knowing at all what thoughts were going on in David's head at that point. Why has he just appeared in my living room? At the same time, Zoe was in the kitchen getting quizzed by her mum over, what's Michael doing here? So she told mum, we are seeing each other. So anyway, on the 26th of October 2014, they had the discussion, and they decided that they would become Facebook official. They have been in a relationship ever since. And Michael started travelling down every 2 weekends, but that became a wee bit harder every time he departed, coming home to Edinburgh. And then they only really saw each other every few weeks for 2 or 3 days at a time, and so he remembered that she missed him a lot. Now one night she'd been on a night out with Chris, and she phoned Michael in the wee small hours to say, I miss you, and that he should come and see her. So Michael just got up, got the first train, went to Newcastle. Zoe's phone ran out of battery. She couldn't find him at the station, so she got a taxi up the road and found him walking up her street. And that was the most romantic thing anyone had ever done for Zoe. And yep, Michael still surprises her even now. But that's when they decided it makes sense to move in together, and after a while Zoe started hunting for a job back here in Scotland. When she got the news she'd be successful, they found a new home quite quick to rent in Dunfermline, near her parents. They moved into the flat, they settled in really well, but then 6 months later the landlord informed them that he was selling up, so they gave him a month to move out. In February 2016 he was back to Zoe's parents so they could save some money up for their own place. And then the next few weeks Zoe gave a lot of hints to Michael about getting married and getting about a ring, but not actually saying the words. You know the technique, don't you? In March 2016 they booked up to go on holiday to Tenerife, and a few days later Michael plucked up the courage to sort of ask/tell Zoe's dad that he wanted to marry Zoe. It did not go to plan, and he did not get the words out exactly as he wanted. Just as Zoe wants/has been hinting to kind of for weeks now for me to propose, I intend to do this whilst on holiday. So he told Davy rather than asked him. Davy goes, oh, right then. Or something similar. So the plan was set in motion. The day arrived, it was early evening. They were walking along the pier in Puerto de la Cruz, and Michael had found this perfect spot down by the sea. He had to walk along the harbour, then down some steps, and then along, and then back up again, and this was the spot. The plan was in motion. Sorry, right, let's just walk there to the end of the harbour. So Michael is nervous, he's walking down the steps knowing he has to propose, and all of a sudden, this 12-foot wave comes crashing into the harbour. The fear kicks in, their adrenaline starts pumping, and they ran out on the harbour. If they'd been 5 metres further on, they could have been washed right back out to sea. So they decided, let's not go any further. So they made their way back along the promenade. Everything had returned to normal, the adrenaline kind of reduced. Michael thought, okay, I can propose now, I can just find someone to do it. And he found a place, a wee path leading down a cliff, ending in a small cave overlooking the sea. It was perfect. So he finally plucked up the courage to get down on one knee and ask Zoe if she would marry him. And of course, she said yes. So all fell into place when they finally found a nice 2-bed home. This will be it, I presume. That's right. And a bit more distance. And they moved in here on the 2nd of December 2016. And after 11 months of settling in and house renovations and building a man cave, that's a man cave, for both of them, and paying the bills, they decided that it was time to set the date to be married, and where better to do it than right here in the garden. So they've been through a lot together: weddings, parties, holidays, a few changes of job for Zoe, and 3 moves since getting together. They've now settled down and they've got their fur baby. Hello, Eddie, who brings both of them so much joy with his craziness. Their lives have involved a lot of stress and chaos at times, but throughout, Michael has remained Zoe's rock, supporting her when she's low and sharing in her pride when she is high. They make a great team, and they're just so glad that they found each other in this crazy mixed-up world. The story will continue from here. So, I think they deserve a wee round of applause.
Yeah.
Now, the homework, as Ashley and Jamie will tell you, the homework for my weddings comes in 3 bits. First bit is a story, which you've heard. The second bit is to think about, what does marriage mean to us? Well, Zoe said, I cheated. And I asked people what marriage meant to them. Actually, it's not, it's just, that's called imagination. I really like what you did there. Here are the results. Zoe's mum, Mary, said, the secret to a happy marriage is keeping your husband skinned. That way, he can't afford to spend money on drink, gambling, or strange women. Ken owes his 5. Zoe's dad, Davy, says, give each other space, have your own hobbies, and beat each other's friends. Michael's mum, Mary, said the secret to a happy marriage is trust and working together. Zoe's sister, Joanne, said, I'll get back to you when I stop laughing. Ashley said, always show appreciation for each other, and remember all the little things that you do for each other, because sometimes they count the most. Always make time for a date night. Never sleep on an argument. Take time out so you can see the wood for the trees. Say, I love you each and every day. Make your marriage a priority. Focus on the positive and make an effort to work on the negatives. And Kat and Jenna said, being a team is number 1. Always support each other and have a united front. Zoe says, marriage to me means having the one person that you can fully rely upon in good times and in bad. It's having a partner in crime. It's having a lover, someone to bounce ideas off, somebody to laugh with and cry with. It's messy, it's complicated, it won't be easy, but I truly feel that it would be worth it when I can call Michael my husband. Getting married today means that we can share the love that we have for each other with all of you, our closest family and friends. And Michael says, for me, being marriage is being on a team. It's having a teammate in life, having someone to cheer on. It's having someone who is trustful and trustworthy, loyal and always on your side, no matter what. It's loving someone so much that you are always on their side. It's making a lifelong commitment. It's having patience and forgiveness. It's building life with your best friend. And from moments like moving somewhere new, to small moments like doing the dishes and sorting the washing out, DIY, and walking the cars and washing Eddie, it's all done with your best friend. It's being able to give and take, and compromise, and share things together. It's about understanding, respecting each other. It's about realising through the twists and the turns that you've got somebody who's right beside you, walking through the good and the bad. It's never being alone, even when you are. I believe, Michael says, I believe marriage is a relationship in which one is always right, and the other is the husband. Again, a round of applause for them, I think. Hi. Yep, you're doing a wee reading, it says here. Did you know that until now?
No.
Shall I do it for you?
Yeah.
Because I know what it is.
I know, do you want me to do it?
Come and do it.
Yeah, do it.
Come on, do it.